I volunteer because I love the people and I feel that I'm supposed to help them, and also it is also a way of me getting experience and skills to my career also, and also to the community how I'm supposed to help them. So by volunteering I'm gaining more knowledge, and also I get that courage.
Because I just want to help. It's not fair that they don't have anything, yet we have everything. So I just want to help the people, really.
And that was the hardest thing, looking back on this, was to see the children playing without a skipping rope, but imagining they had one, and jumping to the beat.
I don't want to just feel like I can continue living the way I lived before.
I don't know how I'm going to readjust wherever I go back home. There are a lot of things I need to look at in my life that may need some changes.
It's completely changed my life. For the rest of my life I'm definitely going to be doing charity work all over the world.
And this summer on my vacations I decided to do something different.
Yeah, I think we want to have that really clear. All the things that you don't need. You want to know what is essential, and don't get confused about all the things that you don't need at all. You find people being unhappy for not having the last mobile, the best car, to own a house. You know you don't need that. Here you obviously feel that.
Some of our friends also made us that question before coming here, and we always say the same. If my life has to change, I prefer it change as soon as possible.
Yeah, of course.
So if there is something I have to learn, I want to learn as soon as possible.
Whenever I was little, I'd go to church and there were missionaries from my church who were in Kenya working, and I remember them coming and they came to a class one time and they taught us a few Swahili words and showed us pictures, and that really kind of set my interest in Africa. And as I grew up I continued to look into it, and I continued looking into organizations, but oftentimes I wasn't old enough or I wouldn't have the time to do it just while being in school. And it kind of set my path for what I want to study in school as well. I attend McGill University right now in Montreal, where I'm doing a double major in psychology and international development studies. I've read a lot on kids affected by war. Eventually I'd like to work in helping to rehabilitate kids who are child soldiers, sex slaves, that kind of thing.
A couple of years ago I was in the middle of my first and second years of a graduate degree in child counseling, and I had the summer free, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was debating between being logical and practical and working and doing an internship and all the things that responsible adults do, and doing something that I wanted to do. And I remember talking to my mom about it once, and of course her advice was just do what you want to do. Just pick something that you want to do and do it. And I think she thought that I would backpack around Europe or something like that she would consider safe. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to volunteer in an orphanage, and I wanted to go to Africa.
I'm just, it's very, very heartwarming. There are no words to express how I feel.
I think when I get home, I think this experience will, one, it will make me want to come back because I want to help again because I know that I'm making a difference to so many people, and I think I'll feel less selfish.
The little girl who I was just talking about, she had a little blouse on, and one day she spent a long time looking down both sides of her blouse, and I realised that she was looking for buttons so that she could do the blouse up, and there wasn't a single button on there, and I thought that was really sad because it was almost like she wanted some dignity. She had a t-shirt underneath, but it was like she wanted some dignity to do up her blouse and be a bit smarter, and she couldn't.
So it is so different out here, like people have nothing, literally nothing, and it's hard, but I suppose a lot of them don't know any different, but to see what we have compared to them, just take it so much for granted, take everything for granted until you see it out here. I could never even, you have to see it to believe it.
They're so lovely, they're so caring, and the fact they have nothing it makes it even more amazing. We were standing outside the bus, I think it was our first day. We were waiting to be picked up, and just loads of children came past and they were waving and stuff, and a woman came by and she was just eating. She had a few rags in her hand, and she came by, and one of the girls said to her, "Jambo, hi." And she said, "Hi." And she said, "Oh, I'm just eating." And she had a packet of I think it was some sort of fruit, and she said, "Do you want some? Do you want some? Do you want some?" And everyone said, "No, it's fine." And it was like she clearly had nothing, but she would give away her food. That's what I like about the local. They're so friendly and kind. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, they accept you.
In volunteering in Chazon, I've come to learn many things in dealing with different people, and also the volunteers that I've met. They have made me to have that, meeting people from other countries. You don't know their culture, but when you come to share, you come to learn them and to be with them in a good way, like now you count yourself, you are together. And also with the kids, when you play around with them, the joy that you feel you feel also happy. You feel at least you're doing something, but so it is giving me a good experience, really. The interaction with the kids, yeah.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Okay, hi, my name's Katie and I'm from Manchester in the UK. Just coming to the end now of my second week here in Molo at the Chazon Children's Centre. It's actually my second time in Kenya. I visited last year and did all the touristy things of going on safari and the nice beach holiday, but this year really wanted to come back and see a little bit more of the real Kenya. It's my second volunteering experience. I volunteered in Zimbabwe about 8 years ago and also travelled kind of through northern Egypt and Northern Africa as well. So yeah, fourth time in Africa. I've been at Chazon School now for 2 weeks and I've just had the most amazing time ever. Travelled over with my friend Katie, and we're both teachers back in the UK, teaching at a sixth form college, art and design. Really love to travel. As I say, volunteered in the past, and it just seemed like the ideal opportunity to come out again and do some more volunteering.
So when I was deciding to come on this trip to Kenya, I also worked with another friend of mine called Katie. We're both called Katie, and we wanted to go somewhere and do something charitable, something where we could give something back to a community. And we're both teachers, both work in the same college, so we both decided we would come together to Africa. So a lot of the projects that we've done together, everything we've done together really. And it's been nice to have the moral support of having Katie there and feeding ideas off each other. But equally, it's just
you know, we've just had a giggle, we've had a real laugh, and the other volunteers have been fantastic. We come home every night and talk about our little favourites or our cheeky chappies that we've done something crazy, you know, and it's all really good fun.
The first day I got here to Molo, I got thrown right into it right off the bat. I went with a couple of other volunteers who had been here for a few weeks already. To Casino is the part of town. It's a really poor area, and it's where a lot of people who were affected by the civil conflicts last year fled to. And it was really hard to see just on my first day, going from the contrast of, you know, the city of Montreal to slums in Kenya, and kids just running around wearing rags and dirty but big smiles on their face. They were so happy to see you, and you just wanted to give the world to them, but you couldn't. You just smile and play with them. When we were in Casino, we saw a lot of families that would have a single mother with her kids, and then several kids that she had taken in. They could have been her sister's kids, or just other kids in the community that she was taking care of that were living with them in their one little hut, and there'd be 7 kids in one small room that would be living there. The level of poverty was really high.
Yes, say that again though, start again.
Casino is an area where people gamble with their lives. They drink a lot, they drink cheap, very strong, cheap local brew, and it's like gambling with their lives, because many of them die from taking the illicit brew. So we're gonna see some of these fellows where they drink, and we are also going to visit some families that live in this area, and get a feel of the kind of life they lead, the kind of houses they stay in.
All right.
And generally, we are going to see the level of poverty in this part of Molo.
Okay.
Yeah. Elizabeth, which way do we go from here? Down? Okay.
Samuel, you had mentioned to me before about sometimes, and I'm seeing ditches now.
Yeah.
Are these the kind of ditches that a person might drown in?
Yeah, these are the kinds of ditches that these people, when they drink and they are unable to get home because they are so high, they fall on the wayside. Certain times you find that it is raining and there is water running by the roadside.
Yeah.
So they drown. They drown in the ditches. Pick them in the morning and take them to the mortuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad.
It's a very bad type of brew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you said 10 shingles, and what's the idea? To get as drunk as possible?
Yeah, to get
possible?
yeah. The idea is to get as drunk as possible, pay as little as possible for the brew, and that's it. Generally, these people want to escape from the troubles they have. It's an escape route that they look for. They think that they forget the problems in the house, the hunger in the house, the naked children, and all this kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when they sober up, those who are lucky to sober up, they realize that the problems are still there, and they have not lessened. If anything, they have more. Yeah.
words to pray. The life I have isn't what I'd seen. The sky's not blue and the field's not green. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. Ask you to look away. My broken life will never stay. Try too hard and I always lag. Days are grey and the nights are black. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me.
Yeah, sometimes we have fire outbreaks here.
Really?
Yeah, fire outbreaks, and the kind of whole plots, whole residences get burnt down, and people are left with nothing. They are left with no bedding, no food, no furniture, and the local people have to come up and donate, give donations to them, few clothing, few pieces of furniture, and then they are able to start again. So one thing is that although the people living here are poor and they are that low economically, the level of cohesion among them is very high.
Good.
Yeah, they love one another, they care for one another. If somebody is involved in a tragedy, they come up and help. They also help to put up the houses when they get burnt down.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
All right.
I guess I find it difficult to find an area of our lives that really haven't been affected by our time in Africa. And it's kind of amazing because it was just a short time. It's like 22 days that we were in Africa, and to think since August of 2009, 22 days, you know, in July and August have changed everything. I never considered myself a very emotional person prior to this trip, but I've never cried more in my life, and not for the, I can't really describe why. And my wife would tell you that since then I've become quite a softie.